Hi, I'm Shari Berkowitz of the Vertical Workshop. Today, let's talk about sitting back on your heels after you do exercises like the Swan Preparation or single and double leg kicks. Why do we sit back on our heels? Or rather, why in the Vertical Workshop do we not sit back on our heels? Here's the situation. I, of course, learned after doing Swan Dive, single and double leg kicks, you sit back on your heels just in case your lower back was compromised. I did it, of course, forever. I started getting a little frustrated seeing that most times when people sat back on their heels, they were really just stretching their upper back. But wasn't the issue the lower back? So of course, I refined it to making sure you're really getting your lower back. But wait a second, why are we compromising the lower back at all? And that's what the key issue is. What's going on that people are ending up dumping in their lower back or hyperextending in their lower backs? So when we do a Swan Preparation, a Swan Dive, single or double leg kicks, any of that, we've got to concentrate on what our pelvises are doing or what our clients' pelvises are doing. We've got to work to maintain a neutral pelvis relative to the mat. So I've got to get my hip points and pubic bone level with the mat, but no one of the three touching the mat. There's flesh over the pubic bone, and so that is pressing into the mat, and it really depends on how cushy the mat is. So whether it's a Swan Preparation, single or double leg kicks, when we do this, we want to keep rotating the pubic bone towards the mat with deep low abdominal connection and really working for an upper and mid-thoracic extension rather than a lumbar hyperextension. Now, as we do this, that means that that's not a very beginner exercise to do or concept or set of actions to do. But really, that's more of an intermediate set of actions to do, where your client has a really good low abdominal connection and awareness of their pelvis. So, oftentimes I think that we're giving these exercises too early to our clients so that they do compromise their back. Not to mention, we might not have been cueing. Pull your low abdominals in and rotate your pubic bone towards the mat. Now, towards the mat is very different than rotating your pubic bone into the mat. Rotating your pubic bone into the mat or pressing your pubic bone into the mat, well, that is sway back. And that's its own set of issues. So we want a neutral pelvis relative to your client's natural lumbar curve, and that means rotate pubic bone towards the mat, in the direction of the mat, and hip points in the direction of the mat, but no one of the three actually touch the mat. Then we could be doing whatever exercises we want to. We could even go into a Swan Dive if we keep rotating pubic bone forward, maintaining the natural low back curve. Then nobody needs to sit back on the heels at all, which seems to take forever. Our clients just stay there and our teachers just let them, and all of that seems to be a little bit of a waste of time. So if we could command our pelvises, teach our clients how to command their pelvises, pull your low abdominals in and teach them what a neutral pelvis is when lying on their back, when lying on their stomach, when lying on their sides, and then we're in business. So play with that and see if you can eliminate the sitting back on heels. Now, I gotta tell you the truth. If I've got a group class of people and I'm not sure of how intensely they were able to make their great connections, but I'm trying my best. I'm looking and I'm giving images, I'm going hands-on. I'll say afterwards, flip over onto your back, bend your knees into your chest, your sit bones to the ceiling, and move on. We get it quickly, it's done. That's that little low back flexion that we're looking for if they needed to, which I'm happy to say in the Vertical Workshop, that's not needed. So I encourage you to play with this, ask me questions, and let's see where we can go with it. Thank you.